And every time there is a question which is of this sort, where you have been asked कि पहले nature of the roots बताओ फिर roots find करो, always go for quadratic formula. Do not go and like think about factorizing, like काम बढ़ा रहे हो आप अपना. You have the discriminant, you just need to find out the square root and use the formula. You will have the answers as such. Factorization करनी है, especially where your coefficients are irrational. आपका coefficient यहाँ पे 4√3 है, irrational है. Why would you go on and try to split this up? Splitting the middle term would be difficult. यहाँ पे खैर easy है, but it could be difficult. The other option is find the roots. This is again a question from the exercise. You have to take the LCM, cross multiply, and then factorize. The factorization again can be done with the help of quadratic formula or the traditional method by splitting the middle term, whichever is fine. And then you find out the roots. Question number 29 proves that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. This is from chapter number 10. ये question करने के लिए आपको सबसे पहले ये prove करना पड़ता है that the sum of the opposite sides is equal to the pair of opposite sides. Their sum is same. If you can recall, आपने एक question किया हुआ है. There is this circle being circumscribed by a quadrilateral, and the sides are actually acting as the tangents. आप इसके रिलेटेड एक रिजल्ट प्रूव करते हो दैट AB प्लस CD इज इक्वल टू BC प्लस AD. दिस इज द रिजल्ट यू प्रूव. तो ये स्टेप 1 होगा. उसके बाद आप ये प्रॉपर्टी यूज करते हो कि ABCD तो पैरेललोग्राम है, तो AB और CD इक्वल होंगी, BC और AD इक्वल होंगी. द रिजल्ट बिकम्स ट्वाइस AB इक्वल्स टू ट्वाइस BC. So 2 and 2 get cancelled, you get the adjacent sides equal. In a parallelogram, if the adjacent sides are equal, the parallelogram becomes a rhombus. दो questions का combination है यहाँ पे. Then 30th question was from your textbook. How many silver coins of the given diameter and thickness must be melted to form a cuboid of the given dimensions? Again, repeated type है ये आपके पास. कि आपको एक ऑब्जेक्ट को दूसरी शेप में कन्वर्ट करना है. You will be working with the volume. You need to find out the volume of one silver coin and you need to find out the volume of the cuboid and then divide the two. The volume of the larger will be divided by the volume of the smaller object to be formed here. So the number of silver coins will be given by volume of the cuboid divided by volume of the silver coin. Cuboid का volume बहुत easy है, L into B into H. For silver coins which are given here, coins की shape होती है cylindrical. So उसके लिए volume का formula होगा pi r square h. From the diameter you can find out the radius. The thickness will actually become the height of that cylinder. This is the height of the coin. And second observation you can make here is that the dimensions are all in centimeters except for this one, it is in millimeters. So it completely depends on preference now. कि आप किस में solve करना चाहते हो. Make sure the units are same. अब formula नहीं भी आता इतना तो काम कर ही सकते हो ना कि diameter की help से radius निकाल दो और conversions कर दो. Millimeters को अगर आपको centimeters में convert करना है, you can do that, or you can convert the other values which are already in centimeters into millimeters. इतना काम कर दो. और I think cuboid का volume का तो formula लिख ही सकते हो. First thing you want to know is कि अगर ये melt करके conversion हो रही है, हम volume लिखना चाहते हैं. So volume का formula जरूर लिखो. Solve नहीं भी करते हो, formula लिखाओ. The formula or the concept you will use here is this. I'll roughly write down. If you already have printouts of the question papers, which I'll suggest that you have, आप रखो अपने पास printouts, या फिर अपने पास आप clues note करते जाओ. Number of coins will actually be given by volume of cuboid over the volume of one silver coin. Cuboid का formula होगा L into B into H, whereas for the silver coin the formula will be pi r square h. 31st question, very easy. Integer is chosen between 0 and 100. Again, यहाँ पे there is a play of words, I would say. Integer जो choose करना है वो आपको choose करना है between 0 and 100. तो हम कहाँ से कहाँ तक pick कर सकते हैं? From 1 to 99. तो total outcomes कितनी बनेगी आपके पास? 99. First thing, you want to know what will be the total number of outcomes. Sharanveer Singh, if this is the profile of someone's sibling, please change your name or I'll be removing you in a while if you don't change your name.
Ma'am, he left.
So you have this. यही गलत था बच्चों का, like part 1 and part 2 was very easy. The numbers which are divisible by 7 वो count करने भी आसान थे. Perfect cube identify करना भी आसान था कि कितने perfect cubes आते हैं. Okay, that's what I thought. Maybe she'll rename and join. Okay. So the question or the answer was wrong because the students could not count the total number of outcomes. So the number of outcomes in this case is 99, from 1 to 99, that's why. And then you can find out how many numbers from 1 to 99 will be divisible by 7 and how many perfect cubes are there from 1 to 99 in order to write down the probability. Second part is from your textbook. Box contains 12 balls, out of which X are black. I don't remember कि कौन से बच्चे का ये पेपर था. दोनों parts ठीक हैं उसके. The probability for the first part is correct. The probability when new balls are added to the box वो भी ठीक है. Later on an equation is formed. वहाँ पे copy correct. Copy गलत कर लिया है. The student had copied the wrong denominator or numerator, and that's why the third part where you find X is incorrect. So be careful for about these mistakes as well. Don't make such mistakes कि आप sum करते करते एक value को गलत लिख दो और आपका आधा आंसर गलत हो जाए. So you have a box containing 12 balls. This is 12 balls, out of which X are black. You want to write down the probability for the number of. Yes, I had given this in the test of 9th standard as well. Just give me a minute here. All right. Mansirat is online. I can see Mansirat. Beta, I could not ask about your problem because Lakhvinder sir himself is on leave. Although I have informed Lakhvinder sir about that. So as soon as I think sir today has joined the duty, he was on leave for the last 2 days. I'll ask about your problem and let you know. Manpreet, beta, that's completely fine with the blazer thing you were asking. I think Manpreet is also online, if I'm not wrong. I saw him join. Yes. Just let me know, send a message if you have. एक acknowledge कर दो, आपको पता चल गया कि I have actually told you what's going on here. Mansirat and Manpreet, please leave a message about that. So question number 31, second part, choice thing. अगर आपके पास total 12 balls हैं और उसमें से X black हैं, what will be the probability? Thank you. So total 12 in the denominator, X in the numerator, very simple. What is the probability that it will be a black ball? 1 mark. This was for 1 mark. And then after that, 6 more black balls are put in the box. Find the probability of drawing a black ball, which is now the double of what it was before. So अगर हम 6 black balls add कर रहे हैं box में, तो पहले कितनी थी? X थी, अब हो जाएंगी X plus 6, and the total balls will also increase. This will become 18. So now the probability will be X plus 6 over 18. This is the new probability of getting a black ball. This probability is twice the probability of first part. जो first part में आपने probability निकाली है, it will be double. That's correct. Okay, Manpreet. So your equation becomes X plus 6 over 18 equals to twice X over 12. So you have to solve this equation and find out X from here. So the student actually had copied wrong value. I can't exactly remember कि वो कौन सी value थी, but करते करते यहाँ पे आके उसका आंसर गलत हो गया. So this seems like कि आपका नुकसान हो रहा है इतनी छोटी सी गलती की वजह से. Please be careful. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to me also. So you just need to be a little cautious here while you're writing down. 32nd question is again from textbook. Very simple question. You have to change tan and secant, cot and cosecant into sine and cos. Take LCM and then simplify. Identity apply hoti hai, I think. And then you can just use pehle algebraic identity apply hoti hai. A plus B, A minus B, I think. And then फिर trigonometric identity apply hoti hai. And you get the answer equal to 2. This is from, I think, MCQs of last exercise. MCQs है 9th 8th chapter के 8.4 में जो last exercise के MCQs हैं वहां पे ये question है. Prove that this is equal to 2 or what is the value for this. ये exercise जितनी important है comparatively, there will definitely be a question carrying 3 marks or 5 marks from this exercise. आपके अगले प्री बोर्ड्स में भी आप प्रिपेयर्ड रहो कि 8.4 में से 3 मार्क्स का या 5 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन आना ही आना है. एंड वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द वंस ऑन एंगल्स, you had the same here also, 2 marks में वो क्वेश्चन था. एंड देन वन कुड बी इन फ्रॉम देयर 8.1. तो बिल्कुल बेसिक चीज है. रेशो दी है आपको, कोई और रेशो फाइंड आउट करनी है. 33rd question, again a textbook question. I see you, all questions are mostly textbook questions. 5 years hence, the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. 5 years ago, Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. What are their present ages? So relationship is given between the ages of Jacob and his son in the past, in the future, but they're asking you to find out their present ages. So you want to start by assuming the 2 ages. The ages of Jacob and his son. So you can form, I think, linear equations in 2 variables, pair of linear equation. तो सन की एज आप x ले सकते हो और जेकब की एज आप y ले सकते हो. You want to work with 2 things, 5 years ago, and you want to work with the ages 5 years later, future ages or past ages. तो सन की एज पास्ट में x minus 5 और जेकब की होगी y minus 5. What's the relation given here for past? Form an equation. Using the relation given for their past ages, form an equation and then find their ages 5 years later. You will add 5 to both their ages and then form a relation using this statement. कि 5 साल बाद क्या. You will have two linear equations. So you will be using any of the methods of your choice. You can use substitution or you can use elimination and then find out x and y, which will give you your answer. Then you have 5 marks questions. First question of this part is again question, I think, similar to the one in the exercise. You have been given an. I think ऐसा question standard paper में भी था जहाँ पे an is given in terms of n and the question is find out the common difference. If I'm not wrong. वो गलत था, काफी बच्चों का वो गलत था. What you want to do here is you want to find out that the terms obtained by putting n as 1, 2, 3 so on will form an AP. आपके पास अगर an की वैल्यू ये है and you want to find out A1, A2, A3, just observe कि change क्या हो रहा है. यहाँ पे नीचे A के सबस्क्रिप्ट में पहले N था और अब N के यहाँ पे जगह N की जगह पे 1, 2, 3 आ रहे हैं. Same thing is to be done on the right hand side as well. So you will be just replacing N by 1 and then N by 2, N by 3, find out 3 terms and then find out the common difference to see whether this list is an AP or not. बिल्कुल बेसिक डेफिनेशन है कि कैसे पता करते हैं ये जो लिस्ट ऑफ नंबर्स यहाँ पे बन रही है, जो सीक्वेंस बन रहा है, वो अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन है या नहीं. सो यू विल बी रिप्लेसिंग n by 1. The first term is -1. Then you replace n by 2. The second term is -5. The third term will be obtained by replacing n by 3. This is 3 minus 12. If I'm not -9. You can find out further, but that's it. You can work with just 3 terms. And then we check for the difference, consecutive differences. जो second और first term है, उसका difference निकालो. जो third और second term है. First और second का difference, second और third का difference. लेकिन जब ये difference लिखते हैं तो हम backwards लिखते हैं. Again, please don't think कि मैम सारी चीजें दोबारा करवा रहे हैं. You should be actually happy कि हमारे पास इतना टाइम है कि हम सारी चीजों को दोबारा in detail एक बार discuss कर सकते हैं. We can like go over all the chapters once again, not in detail, but yes, like this, going over what the topic or the concept is. So what we want to do here is we want to find out the difference between consecutive terms, first और second का, second और third का. लेकिन जब difference लिखते हैं तो हम backwards लिखते हैं. So second minus first लिखेंगे, third minus second लिखेंगे. Please again be careful. Basic चीज है, negative values है यहाँ पे. -5, -1 का difference चाहिए आपको. Find that difference. -9 और -5 का difference निकालो. If the two differences are same, which is the case here, you can say that the list is forming an AP. If the list forms an AP, तो हम SN का formula apply कर सकते हैं. और SN का formula is N by 2, then 2A plus N minus 1 times D. Either you can use this or you can use N by 2 into A plus N. Application है. And this will completely depend on if you have calculated the values of A's, the terms and the common difference correctly. There was one child जिसने ये common difference गलत order में निकाला था, उसका sign change हो गया. यहाँ पे आंसर आता है -4. Common difference is -4. अगर आप order उल्टा करते हो ये 4 आता है आंसर. तो उसने 4 से sum solve कर दिया, ये sum वाला part, तो वो गलत हो गया. है छोटी सी गलती है बट उसकी वजह से वो गलत हो गया. Everything else is fine, like formula भी ठीक है, उसकी application भी ठीक है, but just because he could not or the child could not. I don't remember if it was a girl or a boy. So the student actually had done mistake while calculating the common difference, and that's why the common difference was wrong, and hence the application of the formula was wrong. 35th question. I think both questions are from your exercise. Yeah, one is from the exercise and the other one is an example. This is a textbook question. This is a textbook example. Trigonometry, chapter number 9, which many students find very easy. लेकिन गलती कहाँ हो रही है? सम ठीक कर रहे हैं, फिगर भी ठीक बना रहे हैं, लेकिन जब एप्लीकेशन कर रहे हैं नीचे, जब आपको ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक रेशियो अप्लाई करनी है, दे आर नॉट एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई कि साइन कॉस टैन में से कौन सी रेशियो लिखनी है. So do that. And then second thing, on which this question depends is that table of values. टेबल ऑफ वैल्यूज करेक्टली बनाओगे तो वहां पे करेक्ट वैल्यू यूज होगी, अदरवाइज गलत हो जाएगा. एंड आई वंडरिंग देयर वाज वन चाइल्ड, आई थिंक स्टैंडर्ड पेपर में था वो, देयर वाज दिस क्वेश्चन, आई कांट रिमेंबर, it seemed to me like child had learned the answer. The question was similar to the one in your book, and the child had actually written the same answer which was there for that particular question of your textbook. सेम आंसर लिखा हुआ है, जैसे रट्टा लगाया होता है ना आपने कि कुछ वर्ड मैच हुए और पूरा का पूरा आंसर वहां पे लिख दिया. दिस यूजुअली हैपेंस इन सोशल साइंसेस आई गेस, जहां पे आपने क्रैम किया होता है आंसर एंड यू सी कि ये क्वेश्चन उसके जैसा लगता है, वो वाला पूरा का पूरा आंसर लिख दो. सो समथिंग लाइक दैट हैपेंड इन हियर आल्सो. Try to understand what the question is. 36th question, simple application of formula again. Median दिया हुआ है, आपको मिसिंग फ्रीक्वेंसीज निकालनी है. मीडियन के केस में फर्स्ट चीज जो आप कैलकुलेट करते हो दैट इज द कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी. यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट द कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी. एंड सेकंड थिंग, अब मीडियन निकालने के लिए जब हम class find करते हैं, when we want to find out the median, we want to identify the median class, we are looking at n by 2. अगर हमें मीडियन फाइंड करने के लिए कहा गया है तो हम n by 2 फ्रीक्वेंसी का हाफ, टोटल फ्रीक्वेंसी का हाफ फाइंड करते हैं कि कौन सी कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी में कंटेन्ड है और उसके कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग जो क्लास इंटरवल होगी वो मीडियन क्लास होगी. आई होप आई एम मेकिंग सेंस. जिन्होंने ये चैप्टर रिवाइज किया है उनको पता चल रहा होगा कि मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ. अगर हमें मीडियन निकालना होता, फ्रीक्वेंसीज की हेल्प से हम निकालते हैं कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसीज. कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी जो लास्ट वाली आएगी, इट शुड मैच द टोटल ऑफ द फ्रीक्वेंसीज गिवन टू यू. राइट नाउ द फ्रीक्वेंसीज आर मिसिंग, सो वी कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट दैट, बट अदरवाइज इफ ऑल द फ्रीक्वेंसीज वर नोन टू यू, इन फ्रीक्वेंसीज का जो टोटल बनता है दैट एक्चुअली इज द लास्ट वैल्यू इन द लिस्ट ऑफ कम्युलेटिव frequencies. You then find out what is the half, because median means आपको अपनी इस distribution को आधा करना है, वो कहाँ पे आधी हो रही है आपको ये find out करना है. टोटल जो फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी उसको आप हाफ करते हो, जो वैल्यू मिलती है then you see कि वो कौन सी कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी में कंटेन्ड है. उस कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग जो क्लास इंटरवल होगी वो मीडियन क्लास होगी. लेकिन in this case where the median is given to you, you don't have to do that. आपको वो करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can simply look at this value and see to which class interval this belongs. That will be your median class. 14.4 कहाँ पे लाई करता है इन क्लासेस में से, ऑब्जर्व कर लो ये वैल्यू कहाँ पे आएगी, किस रेंज में होगी. इट विल बी in here 12 to 18. So this is your median class. Some students were doing the other thing, जहाँ पे हम मीडियन खुद फाइंड करते हैं और हम n by 2 करके डिसाइड करते हैं कि कौन सी क्लास इंटरवल बनेगी. तो आई थिंक उन्होंने वहां पे वो गलत कर दिया है. आई थिंक एक आधी क्लास इधर उधर हो गई है, उसके वजह से सारा फॉर्मूला गलत हो गया, अप्लाई गलत हो गया, वो इक्वेशन सॉल्व नहीं होती. सेकेंड थिंग यू वांट टू रिमेंबर इज, जब भी आप फ्रीक्वेंसीज फाइंड आउट कर रहे हो, फ्रीक्वेंसीज कभी भी नेगेटिव नहीं होती, कभी भी वो पॉइंट्स में नहीं होंगी. आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसीज होल नंबर्स होंगी, rather natural numbers होंगे, counting numbers होंगे. Frequency represents the number of times an observation appears. यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं कि कितनी observations हैं belonging to that particular class interval. तो अगर आपकी frequency points में आ रही है, आपकी frequency negative आ रही है, आप कुछ गलत करके आए हो ऊपर. Figure it out. That was all with the standard paper. Let's just discuss the one we have here for the standard one. Standard paper, second term, question number 1. Now we are just discussing 1 mark questions. Given HCF of the two numbers as 13, LCM to be calculated. Similar question I think was there. You can use the relation that the product of HCF and LCM is equal to the product of the numbers, and then solve rather than finding the LCM. There was one student who had done all the work in the rough space and then just written the answer. I've given half mark to that child. Beta, ये जो objective type 1 mark questions हैं, consider them as very short answer type questions. You cannot do your work in the rough column and give the answer right there. You have to show your work. नहीं लिखा लेकिन फिर भी you have to show your work. So do show your work. There was this child whose answer I think 182. The child had written 181. So ये last digit उसका copied wrong था. I could not give marks. I think I have given half maybe. I don't remember. Second part, decimal expansion. ये test में भी questions दे चुके हैं आपको, बहुत बार किया है आपने. How do you find out the decimal expansion of the number? यहाँ पे लिखा नहीं है विदाउट एक्चुअल डिविजन, बट हम प्रेफर वही करते हैं, हम बिना एक्चुअल डिविजन के करना चाहते हैं. वी डोंट वांट टू गो अहेड एंड कैरी आउट द डिविजन ऑफ दिस नंबर विद 625. 625 से डिविजन करना, you could make a mistake here. Go for the prime factorization. Go for the prime factorization, if I'm not wrong, if this is correct. 5 raised to the power 4 is 625. And then you can just convert your denominator into a multiple of 10, a power of 10, I would say. You will be multiplying with 2 raised to the power 4. And then whatever is your numerator, in the denominator, you will have 10,000, and then you can just put point. अब आप पे डिपेंड करता है, you figure it out पहले. When you were given 15 minutes to read the paper, कि इनमें से easier कौन सा होगा? I think first one is easier. This would take time. This is going to take a little longer than the first option you have here. Second question, if 1 0 of the quadratic polynomial is negative of the other, find the value of k. Majority of the students had attempted this question incorrectly. आपको बताया गया है कि जो इस पॉलिनोमियल की जीरोज हैं, उनमें से एक जीरो दूसरे की नेगेटिव है. नॉर्मली हम जीरोज लिखते हैं अल्फा बीटा की तरह. 1 0 is alpha, the other one is beta. Here they are saying कि एक दूसरे का नेगेटिव है. So one of them would be alpha, the other one would be negative alpha. And then go for sum, because the sum becomes 0. You can also work with product, but that won't be helpful in this case. हम sum की help से k की value निकालेंगे. So sum is given by minus b over a. Identify. This will be equal to 0. The sum of these two will be equal to 0. And solve this equation to find out the value of k. ये गलत है, काफी स्टूडेंट्स का ये क्वेश्चन गलत था. There were 32 students, out of which 5 were basic. So 27 students ने standard paper का exam दिया था. Many had done this question incorrectly. Third question means ये second chapter है जो हम पता नहीं मार्च का किया हुआ है हमने, हमें याद ही नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं याद. दोबारा मार्च आ जाएगी अब. Third question, given the linear equation, write another linear equation in two variables such that the geometrical representation of the pair so formed is parallel lines. लगता है कि ये वाला question ना शायद पेपर में आएगा नहीं. This seems to be very like unimportant sort of question. अगर आप textbook रिवाइज कर रहे हो अपनी, है उसमें ये क्वेश्चन कि आपको एक पेयर दिया हुआ है, आपको कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग पेयर लिखना है, so that the pair as such becomes a pair of parallel lines or a pair of coincident lines or a pair of just intersecting lines. तो उसमें हमें रेशो ऑफ द कोफिशिएंट्स को ध्यान में रखना होता है कि रेशो ऑफ द कोफिशिएंट्स ऐसी होनी चाहिए तभी पेयर ऐसा बनेगा. This question again is based on the same concept. Ratio of the coefficients of the pair of linear equations given to you in order to decide what kind of pair you have or what kind of solution will the pair have. So parallel lines के लिए relation अगर गलत लिखा है, आप equation गलत बनाओगे. किया है बच्चों ने? They had written wrong relation. Can anyone answer here what is the relation between the coefficients, the ratios of the coefficients if the lines represent parallel lines? Anyone who can answer? If a pair of linear equations in two variables represents parallel lines, what type of relationship will be there if you find out the ratio of the coefficients? A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2. What would you have? Yes, no solution. But ratios का relation क्या होता है? That's right. Parallel lines का मतलब उनका कोई solution नहीं निकलेगा. We want to write down the relation between the ratio of the coefficients A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2. Just that A1 equals to B1. The first ratio equals to second one. That's incomplete. You want to ensure that the last ratio is also of a particular. Yes, that's right. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but these two are not equal to C1 by C2. The last must be different. गोइंग ओवर अगेन, हम रिवाइज करते हैं यहाँ पे जब हम करते हैं ये काम, हम रेशियोज लिखते हैं, हमारे पास देयर आर टू लीनियर इक्वेशंस इन टू वेरिएबल्स एंड वी राइट डाउन द रेशियो। x के कोएफिशिएंट्स की रेशियो लिखी a1 by a2, y के कोएफिशिएंट्स की रेशियो लिखी b1 by b2, कांस्टेंट्स की रेशियो लिखते हैं वो c1 by c2 है। फिर हम उनको कंपेयर करते हैं a1 by a2 को b1 by b2 के साथ और c1 by c2 के साथ। तो सबसे पहले हम a1 by a2 b1 by b2 को कंपेयर करेंगे। If the two are not equal, you will have unique solution. The pair will be intersecting. Is that right? First thing you want to do is you want to compare the first two ratios. If they are unequal,